Good morning.
No, good afternoon, brother. Good afternoon.
We're in the afternoon. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Welcome back to Bottles and Bottles. Obviously, Corb and Adam here, and we're doing a Shoot the Shit Saturday once again on a Sunday.
On a Sunday. I like this, though.
Go to church, come home, drink some whiskey.
Yeah, a church.
Hang out.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
You know, can I tell you a funny story?
Yeah.
So I grew up Catholic. My parents are
I did too.
wonderful. They didn't really force us, to go to church. My mom comes from a ski family, and she's very much of the belief of you're in the house of God. You don't need to be in a specific building or church to speak to God. So she grew up skiing, and her church was the mountains.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
I guess that makes sense.
when I was growing up as a kid playing hockey, I was I think it was 6 when I started inline hockey.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of became our church. So what that's kind of transitioned into, I don't attend a church, but I often will do a workout on the weekends or Sundays,
Okay.
kind of reconnect a little bit through there, give it some thought.
Well, that works.
To the higher powers that be.
Yeah. Hey, that's great. I fully support that. I support whatever anybody wants to do with their religion. So anyways, Shoot the Shit Saturday on a Sunday. You brought us something special.
Little Rittenhouse Rye.
Rittenhouse Rye, of which I have zero idea what this is, where it comes from, how much you even paid for it. I know nothing. So fill me in.
As you may recall, I like a bottle of whiskey that I can get my hands on fairly easily.
Mm-hmm.
So I go for things that are within the range of, I would say lower on the price range. 50 and below is like my sweet spot.
Okay.
Where it's attainable for most people, and they're not really going to snuff it like, oh, well, I'm not going to pay $7,500 for a bottle.
Yeah.
So Rittenhouse is I believe, somewhere around a $30 bottle, fairly readily available.
Okay.
And you don't know anything about the distillery, correct?
No. Where's it from?
Heaven Hill.
Really?
Your Henry McKenna's come from there. I don't know if you could kind of tell with the style of the bottle.
Yeah, I see it, especially in the neck label.
Yep, the bottled and bond. It is a great rye, and I'm on my phone here pulling up some information on it. So your aroma, you've got dried fruits, toffee, and sweet peppers. Taste is clean, rich, cocoa, citrus, cinnamon, nutmeg, and vanilla.
I definitely get the cinnamon.
Your finish, you want to give me a thought?
I still get cinnamon.
It's spicy.
It's got some spice to it.
Maple-like spiciness is what they're saying that
Okay.
the lingering's like. So Heaven Hill, I mean, I like all their stuff. We've had, what was it?
We had their bottled and bond.
And Old Fitzgerald.
And the Old Fitz, correct.
Yes, we have not done
Good
a
call.
Henry McKenna 10-year yet.
No, and it's one of my favorites.
I know, I'm surprised you've been holding off on that.
I know, it's one of my favorites, and I think I'm getting low. I think I only have like 3 bottles of it left.
Yeah,
So
only.
yeah.
Although I have no room to talk, I have the same amount.
Yeah.
It's 100 proof bib, so it's bottled in bond. It's aged 4 years. But I picked up this bottle because I was looking for a replacement for a good dark rye to mix into some New York sours that I was showing you earlier this week.
Yes. Yeah, you sent me a link.
Yeah. So New York sour, for those of you that don't know, it is a classic whiskey cocktail. Calls for rye, lemon juice, simple syrup, and typically I like to put in a Syrah red wine, which is fruitier. Others say you can, top with a Shiraz, but it's got a nice red wine float. It's very sexy, when you see it on the bar.
Okay.
And if you're going for a very classic cocktail, you can mix in an egg white.
Oh.
And dry shake the egg white to get it foamy. It's a really cool drinking experience, but
something I would never.
I know it's so outside of your realm. Yeah.
Not a chance.
So
Not
outside
a
of your
chance.
realm.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like more my thing is I'm into the cocktails. So when I was looking at this bottle, I knew that Heaven Hill was something I was interested in,
Right.
especially with McKenna. So I figured the rye would be a nice, balance.
It's good. And man, you've really turned me on to ryes,
Yeah.
because I've pretty much been like mostly bourbon, a little bit of scotch kind of guy. And the more we've been doing this, the more I've been getting into ryes. And I think my gateway, ironically, was actually still my favorite, which is the Angel's Rye.
That's a really unique flavor.
I know. And
It's like even for me, I'm that palate's evolving a little bit.
Okay.
So when you're drinking Angels, what is it you like most about it?
I think it's more on the sweeter side as opposed to the spicy side.
Mm-hmm. Like that comes from the rum casks.
Correct.
That they finish it in.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. And if you have not tried a rye out there, or you've been displeased with any of the ryes that you've had thus far, try the Angel's Rye, because
it's well worth it.
It's well worth it, and I think it's a good segue, and it kind of opens your palate up for other types of rye.
Especially coming from a bourbon background.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's still fairly sweet.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get a lot of spiciness, how you do in other ryes.
Yeah.
You get a lot of vanilla.
Oh, for sure.
So, and that can go a lot of different ways. So if you're enjoying like vanilla, if you're kind of tired of some whiskeys, I know this is kind of outside of our norm, but
Yeah.
if you're enjoying that, then you can kind of transition to maybe an añejo tequila, because you get a lot of vanilla notes in that.
Interesting.
If
Okay.
you're looking for a bit of a walk down a bar, the
Right.
proverbial, let's, take a visit in some different places of the world.
For sure.
But, with tequila only being a Mexican type of thing.
I've never liked
from Mexico.
I've never liked tequila. Not my cup of tea, I guess. Not my glass of
your grains and
alcohol.
your grains, and then you've got the agave plant is what that comes from.
Yeah. Well, hey, this is good stuff. Did you pick anything up this week? I pretty much went dry. I got nothing this week. Had a busy week. We had another doctor's appointment.
Yeah.
Actually 2 doctor's appointments this week. We had a visit with just the general doctor. I don't know, the OBGYN doc, who's going to be delivering the baby. And then we had a scan, which we had to be careful because, again, we don't want to find out the gender.
So you got to turn away from the screen.
Had to turn away from the screen for a little bit, but they give you some really cool 3D photos. Like, you can literally see what the baby's face looks like. You can see, like, the shape of the face.
That's wild.
It's insane. And the
Modern
baby was...
technology is really cool as far as that goes.
It's nuts. 4 pounds,
Really?
5 ounces right now.
Okay.
So I think it was like the 58th percentile. So pretty average for where we're at, like 32 and a half weeks.
Okay.
So at any rate, with 2 doctor's appointments, all my jobs that I've got going on, I did not have time to get out there to scope out any whiskey. I thought about going to Giant Eagle yesterday because I heard they were going to have E.H. Taylor, and they did. They only had 4 bottles of it. And I'm glad I did not go because people were there 3.5 hours before the store opened.
It feels a little much.
I can't do it. I just can't. I don't have enough time in the day. Between...
You can only go and enjoy a cup of coffee for so long and chat.
Right.
I feel like 3.5 hours before a place opens is a little much.
I think like an hour is like my max that I'll wait, you know?
Yeah. Especially that early in the morning.
Yeah, on a Saturday. I don't know. But at any rate, I did not get anything this week. Did you pick anything up for yourself this week?
I did.
What'd you get?
Did we talk about last week's pickup? We didn't.
No, you weren't. You were not
on
here.
This one. All right.
No, you weren't here.
So luckily, and I picked this up for Bill because I had no knowledge of it.
Okay.
Ohio Liquor somehow released a barrel or a pallets of Buffalo Trace store pick or state pick.
Okay.
And I was looking through a new liquor store that I have not been in before, was making friends, and I'm like, well, what do you guys have in allocation?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, we got all this stuff. And then we've got, what was it, Weller Green Label, which I'm a big fan of.
Sure.
And then Buffalo Trace, which I don't see often.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just kind of like, okay, well, I know I don't have a ton of Buffalo Trace. So I'm like, all right, I might as well pick some up.
Yeah.
I open the bag, and there's a sticker on the side of it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I didn't realize this is a state pick.
Oh. And they didn't announce it. They usually announce that kind of stuff.
I know. So long story short, I sent a quick message out to you guys, and Bill's like, I want it.
He loves anything that's got like an extra sticker or something like that, you know?
So immediately, because I'm not super tied to it. Like if I like that and I can't have it again, I feel like I'm going to be disappointed. Like that type of thing, I would go to a different bar and like try it out. I don't want a whole bottle sitting on my shelf, because of the fact is I won't drink it.
Yeah.
I'll have one, drink, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, that was really good. I'll save it.
Yeah.
So I can enjoy it longer, but I'll just end up going for something else like this, what I can get. So that was last week. I got a small 750 of Buffalo Trace, which Bill's going to end up getting, since he appreciates that more.
Yeah.
And I followed up with this week a 1.75 Buffalo Trace, which is exactly what I want. One that I could drink and enjoy.
There you go.
A little bit more volume.
The Big Daddy.
Yeah.
That's what I call those.
Man, I haven't seen that out in the wild at all.
I think I saw it once. Usually we see the big guys in the Weller, the Green Label.
Mm-hmm.
We see those quite often, but it's not too often in the Buffalo Trace that you get that.
Which I think is good. Like, I like to mix it in. It's a good one to have on the bar.
I think I've got a couple here. Two of them which I have traded. Actually, you know what? I did get something this week.
What did you get?
I traded a bottle of Blanton's straight from the barrel for a bottle of Weller 12-year.
I forgot about that.
I did too. And
especially with a bottle as coveted as Weller 12.
I know. But, I went back and forth on it because I tend to like the higher proof stuff.
And that's a 90?
90. The Weller 12 is a 90. So it's a very interesting...
So it's the same as WSR.
Yeah.
But aged 12 years.
Yes. And I'm really curious. I want to do a full-on Weller blind taste.
Would you... Okay. How about this?
Okay.
One of these nights this week, if you want to have a quick touch base, sit down after a day of work, crack the bottle with you blindfolded.
Why do I see blindfolded when the bottle's cracked?
So you don't know which one it is.
We're both doing it.
Oh, well then Morgan can crack them.
Yeah, Morgan.
I'll bring over a fresh WSR. We'll do
that OWA.
Oh, we could do OWA. Sorry, we don't have a full proof.
Yeah, we don't have a full proof. You would know a full proof.
It's not far off from OWA.
Really?
That's what's so wild, and I think that's why OWA gets such a strong pull, because I feel like it's OWA's 107. Weller Full Proof is only 114. That's not that big of a difference.
No.
Like that jump.
That's why OWA is so coveted.
I feel like it is.
Can't get it in Cleveland right now.
It hasn't dropped.
No.
And they're on a big Green Label kick.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
cases everywhere.
Did you see we talk about Joe D's a lot. Joe D's
he posted this morning.
Yeah, they still
Left
have
over.
it.
Yeah.
They still
have
have
what, 6 cases?
Yeah, they still have Green Label from Friday,
and they had rye.
The Angel's Rye.
They did.
Yeah.
And my favorite, Widow Jane.
Widow Jane. You love the Widow Jane.
It's so good.
I've never had it.
It's so good. You haven't?
Mm-mm.
I brought it that one day. Did we not drink it?
Oh, you know what? I think you're right. I think you did. I think we did try it. No, we didn't.
Because that was the fresh one that we had?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, we didn't.
We're kind of getting towards that time where it's going to be fall.
Yeah, that's a good topic.
And there's an Applewood.
Yeah, and I want to try that. Now,
that would be good.
Going based on seasons.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've been involved in bourbon or whiskey long enough to know if my palate likes to change with season.
Mine does.
Okay.
I am very much, so we've been doing this all summer.
Yeah.
I am fall, winter, and some into early spring, depending on the temperature and like weather. That's whiskey. That's whiskey season.
Okay.
Other than that, it's tequila season. And gin. Gin's been like a new one.
Okay.
But I feel like I'm very much palate for the time of the year.
Yeah.
So like my bourbons, maybe that's why I like rye more during the summer.
Could be. Well,
So,
that's an interesting point.
where we at?
We're doing all right.
Okay, we're good on time.
Yeah, I think anything else striking? How's your
Things I'm looking out for.
Yeah.
I got a couple of things in the mix. I am trying to get a few rare bottles. I want a full run of Booker from 2021.
I mean, so we're in this group, both of us and Bill included. We're in this group. I won't say what platform, but there's a lot of trades.
We have a few friends that communicate a little bit of what they've got available,
correct,
and what they've picked up. And
the one guy posted,
yeah, he put out there that he was looking to clear out shelves. From what he was saying, he wanted some more room on his shelf from his collection. He's not a big Booker fan, but he's able to get a lot of items from Beam Distillery. And me, like, I'm a fan of Beam. So hopefully I can connect with him and get a little bit of that full 21 run.
So 2021 for those of you listening, Booker does what, 4
a year.
4 a year.
2020 they only did 3 just because the last one of the year it didn't release, I think.
Because of COVID?
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe the rick houses or whatever helped. They couldn't pour it.
But normally once a quarter.
Yeah. I missed the first one this year, but I have had, I think I'm going to try some tonight. 2201. We've got a little bit left.
Okay.
So I'm going to sit down after.
I love Booker.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Love Booker.
I was talking to somebody yesterday. They're like, "It's hot." I'm like, "Well, yeah, it's 124 proof."
Yeah, you don't pour that in your cereal,
No, which for me is high, but it's something you can.
It's high
you can
for
appreciate.
Anybody, I think.
So I know I joke about me being the low proof bud,
but you're digging the Bookers.
I'm digging Bookers,
and they come in the coolest boxes
they do
ever.
Yeah,
you know what's kind of crazy? I wish I had it out here, but I don't. I have a Philips Hue Play Bar. It's a little tiny bar.
Oh, you got one of those?
A light bar.
Yeah, and
I've had it sitting in the corner of my room.
Mm-hmm.
The thing fits like a glove.
Really?
In the Booker's box.
Did you put them in there?
It's in there.
No way.
I'll show you.
That's good.
I'll take a picture and put it on Instagram too. But man, if you are looking to repurpose one of those boxes, you could probably cut out the lettering if you wanted so it would shine through. But I just have it's really cool because it has like the Booker wood burned in the side.
Yeah.
And it's this wooden box and it's got like a display thing. And you just lift up that display panel and pop the Philips Hue Play in there.
That's cool.
And bam, now you have like this really cool accent piece.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I think that'd be cool. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah.
So next couple of weeks, I am keeping an eye out for OWA.
Same here. That's like my biggest. That and E.H. Taylor.
I think I maybe have had it once.
We might have to bust it out this morning.
Really?
Yeah. I just cracked a bottle last night, so
I wouldn't feel so bad.
I literally just opened the bottle last night, so
nice.
Because we did the rye with Bill.
We did?
Yeah. I think we did a rye.
Last week?
No. This was when he did the snoo review. Remember we had the tube?
Yeah, I remember.
Now that was a different caliber, but
yeah, I mean, I feel like we've been doing a few of these.
Yeah.
It's fun. I mean, I'm enjoying this.
Yeah.
Played hockey this week.
Good.
Birthday last week.
That's right.
Yeah.
Did Bill text you?
No, I know he's holding out. I'm waiting.
Yeah.
For September 23rd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a feeling he's going to. He's the type that would sell it. He ignored it completely. But I love that about him. For those of you tuning in, didn't catch one of the episodes, I can't recall if I messaged Bill on his birthday, but a month after his birthday, to the day, I messaged him so excited because it was on my calendar.
Yeah.
And I'm like, happy birthday, Bill. Like, have a great day.
Yeah.
So jacked.
And he's like, dude.
And he's like, right day, wrong month. I was like, no. But he gave me benefit of the doubt. He's like, well, Corbin's is this month.
Because mine's in July, his is in June.
Yeah, he's like, maybe you mixed us up. But
hey, that's doable.
Yeah.
Very
I think it's
doable.
just, I must have recorded it in my phone and I scrolled 1 month too far.
Yeah.
And you know, that scrolling thing with the Apple
boy.
calendars. But it's corrected.
Yeah. I know I wished you happy birthday once, but happy belated.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it was a great week. I had dinner with my mom, played a little hockey. It was a good day.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Better than my week. I mean, hey, we had some doctor's appointments which were great.
Yeah.
But other than that, I was fingers to the bone. Is that the saying?
Bro.
We try and go. I think it's fingers to the bone or something to the bone where you're working really hard.
Working to the bone.
Working to the bone.
I think, right?
You know what? Fingers to the bone sounds real tough to me, so I'm going to stick with that.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was fingers to the bone this week, and it's nice.
Would you say you went balls out?
I went balls out when I was fingers to the bone for sure. No, a lot going on, so it's nice to have this Sunday morning to kind of sit back and relax with you, catch up because you weren't here last week.
Yep.
And always good to do. So let's wrap it up there. And we got a lot of product reviews. I know I keep saying that, and we're starting to trickle them in. Most of the restrictions for product reviews has been my equipment setup. I'm trying to get more equipment so that I can show you things in better detail. And we're getting to that point now where I can start properly showing off products, and they're going to be really quick product reviews. We'll talk about them on the podcast. We'll also have a separate segment on YouTube that's literally just dive into the product. That's it.
Cool.
Right?
Yeah.
Super quick reviews, just like a normal dude like me. Just here's what I think of this product. Right? So keep an eye out for those. Follow us on Instagram at bottles.n.bottles. Swing over to the YouTube channel, bottles _bottles, and you should find us along with some risque music videos. But other than that, everybody enjoy your day, enjoy your weekend, wherever you're listening. And as always, bottles up.